You've been enjoying finer wines, beautiful atmosphere, this lovely establishment. We're going to hear from the owner, very important man, this man. The man who give you cheap asparagus in 2 weeks' time. That man give you cheap asparagus shortly. He's going to come up and say a few words. That's no more than 1,000 words. That's a few words.
Well, thanks everyone for coming along. Just fantastic. And the Greek theme is great. And I was introduced to the word Yesu myself when I was in Crete many years ago. And my connection with that word was a little bit like it was Yesu was also like for friend. But I was saying to someone else the other day, I was just having a chat about this word. It's quite bizarre. And they're saying it's a little bit like with Italian, with ciao. So in some ways, it's almost like can't think of anything. Just chuck in Yesu. So my name's Alf Edgecombe and I'm one of the third generation Edgecombe bros. So my family started here in the 1920s. Bizarre story, grandfather born in Devon in the UK. He got a job in London, worked for an Aussie bank called the Bank of New South Wales for about 40 years. And then somehow he got in his head after the First World War that didn't like England anymore, so he sent my father and uncle out here with a letter of introduction to the big land barons in this area, which is a fabulous family called the Barrett-Leonards. They would have come out with sterling, owned 10,000 acres in this immediate area. Anyway, my family somehow got on very well with them, and they went into partnership with the youngest son. His name was Septimus Barrett-Leonard, and he was more hanging around the racecourse, bad women in Rose Street. They thought these nice guys from the UK might settle him down. But after about 4 years, what do they call it? The call of the siren. He shot through and we ended up with this little chunk of this grand estate. So essentially that's our story back from the 1920s, that we've been here and always had an interest in wine, but we've also done table grapes, dried grapes. I'm even collecting grapevine cuttings at the moment. We sell to a nursery in Wanneroo that goes to all the nurseries around West Australia for grapevines. So this place is just grapes, wine. We're lucky enough to have a massive big lake out here. It has an Aboriginal name, which means Turtle Place. That's what the logo's about. So, and I'm so lucky to be supported by great people like Jordan here and young Aki Mitsu Takeda up in the kitchen, and niece Annette's doing the food. So very much this family feel, and Jordan's like extended member of the family, and so is the young Japanese guy as well. It's so we're just lucky to be here. It's in many years I used to think, gee, I wish we were down. Part of my background, I was in Tasmania for 10 years with a wine project there with some Swiss, so got to speak a bit of French. Yeah, that's great. And it's the langue de vin. It's fantastic. But sort of come back to the family fold here, and in some ways I saw what was happening in the island state, and I thought, gee, we can do that here. I mean, at one stage I used to think, I wish I was in Margaret River. And now I'm realising we've got location here. What's the fabulous thing is we're almost surrounded by, we've almost got about 40,000 people just over there. That's the new suburbs of Averley, Ellenbrook, going right through to into Guildford, if you like. So it's just amazing opportunity here. And for most Perth people, yes, you can go to Margaret River or to the Great Southern, which those are fantastic wine areas, but just the immediacy and like a value equation of a bit of a vineyard winery feel, we have got it here in the Swan Valley. And I mean, in many ways, I was really excited to see a grand project here in the valley. That's the Mandoon project. That's right next door to Sandalford. But I couldn't help myself. I don't know Alan Ersig, who got that going. He spent about 20 or 30 million there to get that off the road, just across the road from the women's prison. A bit. Normally that would kill a small project, but the project's so grand it doesn't matter. And in the end, I just couldn't help myself. I had to go up and shake his hand and just said, gee, thanks for doing this, because what that project helps do is just draw more people into this area, and it means it's great for all of us in this area. So I'm very much, in a business sense, I love the idea of being connected with other vineyards and other wineries in the area, and and also we've got this amazing history, the oldest operating church in West Australia, 700 metres away, the historic Horton's Winery, where Moondine Joe hung out and got taken down to Fremantle. So just this connectedness with Perth, and I often think fabulous beaches on our coast, Fremantle, Central Perth, and the Swan Valley to me is part of that formula. That's about all, really. But we're very much open for business here. We're starting to do a few more weddings and functions. So if anyone wants to do anything like that, from small to large stuff, we're very much open for business. I might hand back to Yasu. Money.
Big round for Alfie. Thank you.